Hello everybody, welcome to your workout. This is a strength class. I have 6 moves for us today. So we're gonna move through those 6 exercises as many times as we can to fill the time that we have, and then we'll do some stretching at the end, okay? So you don't need any props, just your body, and we'll get started in a squat. So turn on some motivational music if you want to, whatever you need, and meet me here with the feet a little bit wider than the hips. So go as wide as feels good for your body. Toes can turn out as much as you want, and then we'll come into that squat. So you can bring the hands in front of your heart if that works, and then squat down, maybe pretty low if the knees will have it. If not, just do little baby squats. So you can do little pulses here. Okay, or you can squat down pretty low and then drive the heels down to come back up. Little squeeze of the tush at the top, and we'll keep going like that. Squat and lift, squat and lift. All right, feel like as you come up, you're really striking your heels down into the earth to support you in that lift. Little squeeze of the tush at the top. Connecting to the breath, feeling the strength in the legs, feeling your feet firmly rooted to the earth, and the butt is really going back and down. So sit the weight in the heels, butt goes way back. Try to keep the spine nice and long and neutral, so you're not rounding and you're not back bending. Spine stays stable as you move from the hips. Okay, and if you want to add a little jump, you can jump up and squat down. Jump up and squat down. Jump up and down, up and down. Maybe you do a couple of regular squats in between, keeping your feet on the earth. And then once in a while, you do a little jump up before squatting back down. Okay, and if you're doing that jump, really try and straighten through the legs as you come up. A little kind of burst up. All right, go for 10, 9, 8, 7, you got this, 6, feel your strength, 5, building heat, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Come all the way up. Stretch the arms toward the sky. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Look up and lengthen the spine. And then plant the hands and step back to a plank pose. Good. You can lower the knees down as a variation if you need to, or lift the knees up. Shoulders stack over the heels of the hands. Firm your muscles to your bones, right? So everything hugs in concentrically. Carve the belly in, lengthen the tail back. Keep pushing the floor away from you to spread and broaden the shoulder blades. Breathing here. Good, dig into that right foot. Hover your left foot above the mat. 3-legged plank. Inhale there, tone the left glute muscles. Exhale, pull the left knee into the chest. Stay there, squeeze it in and up, and then you're gonna take little pulses. So really pulsing that knee even further in and up. Tight squeeze there for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work, back to plank pose. Inhale, exhale, lower the knees. Inhale, cow pose, arch the spine, little moment of relief there. Exhale and round the spine. Push the breath out of the body. Good, back to your neutral spine. Come into plank pose. Lift the knees, squeeze the legs, push the floor away from you. Hover the right foot above the mat, 3-legged plank. Lift the leg, firm the glute muscles. And as you exhale, really squeeze the knee in and up. Push down into the hands, arms are straight and strong. And then little pulses, squeezing the knee in and up even more. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to high plank pose. Inhale, exhale, lower all the way to the belly. Spill yourself on down. All right, we're only 5 minutes in, y'all, but that's okay. We got this. We're in this together. I think it's been 5 minutes. I didn't keep track of time. It's okay, we got this. So come onto your belly. Stretch your hands out in front of you, body nice and long, so let there be a lot of length between the feet and the hands. And then we're gonna do some pulses in our Superman pose. Okay, so on an inhale, nice and easy, just lift everything up. Doesn't have to be super high, and then lower it down. And keep going like that. Inhaling to lift, just enough to feel the back body turn on, and then you lower. Moving with breath, inhales lift you, and exhales lower you. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. We'll go for 5, 4, lift the chin, 2, strengthen the back of your neck. 3, everything lifts up. This is great for posture. 2, great to counteract our daily habits. Last one, inhale, lift. Good, and exhale, lower. Okay, slide the hands back. Elbows underneath the shoulders, come into a Sphinx pose. Just a moment, stretch the belly. Reach your heart forward and up. Lift the chin out of the chest. Take a big inhale, feel your belly press down into your mat. Let it go, exhale. All right, and you're gonna come onto your left side for some good old Pilates moves. Well, just one Pilates move called the clam shell. Okay, so you're gonna come onto your left elbow, rest your head in your left hand. You're laying on your left hip and your left side. Okay, and then you're gonna bend your knees, not too much. Slide the knees away from you and look to make sure that your heels are lining up with your sitting bones, okay? And then you're gonna keep your knees on the floor and lift your feet up off of the mat. Okay, so the knees point down, the feet point up. Okay, you're gonna keep your inner heels glued together the whole time. I want you to press the inner heels together and keep that. And you're gonna lift the right knee away from the left and lower it down. Right, good old clamshell, and keep lowering and lifting, squeezing and connecting the inner heels the whole time. I like to bring my hand to the back of my hips to just make sure I'm not leaning back. So make sure that the hips stay in line, and then you'll really be working outer thigh, outer hip and glute area. So I did these the other day and my booty was burning for a while after. It was a feeling I hadn't experienced in a while. I appreciated it the next day, but it was not very fun right after. So I'm sorry, but it's good for you. Building that strength and muscles you may have not targeted before, maybe haven't targeted in a while or in the same way. Good, so we're gonna go for 5, 4, 3, 2, keep the heels glued together. 1, hold the right knee up in little pulses, little tiny, tiny pulses. Oh my God, these are so deceiving. You're like, oh yeah, I got this, little pulses, and then it burns even more. Oh my gosh, so we're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, close the clamshell. Come onto the belly. Lift up into Sphinx pose, inhale. Stay here, exhale. All right, slide the hands back by your ribs, press up through table, back to downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and back, stretch the outer waist, nice and long. Press the hands and feet away from each other, grow the spine just a little bit longer. Lift the scapula up toward the ears, outer shoulders long. Good, and then look to the hands, step or hop to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen. Exhale to fold. Okay, back to our squats. Widen your feet, toes can go out a little bit, and we squat, go lower. Drive the heels down to lift up, squeeze the tush, lower down, butt back, and lift. butt back, weight is in the heels, and then you drive up. Keep going like that. Keep striking your heels down into the mat. Spine stays neutral and long. As you come up to stand, press the hips forward, squeeze the glutes, and then hips back and down. We go for 10, 9, stick with your breath, 8, 7, 6, 5, toes are light, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Arms reach up. Inhale, get really tall. Exhale, forward fold. Come on down. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Plant the hands, step back to plank. If you're working on building your plank, bring the knees down and pause, carving the belly in and lengthening the tail back, and you'll still get that nice front abdominal work, okay? Or lift the knees up. Hover the left foot above the mat, inhale. Exhale, pull the knee into the chest. Round the spine a little bit, push the hands down through the earth. And then little pulses, squeeze the left knee in and up, like you're trying to touch your knee towards your chin. And we go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to plank, inhale. Exhale, lower the knees. Inhale, cow pose, a little moment of relief, stretch the belly. Exhale, cat pose, push down and round your spine. Inhale, back to neutral, and step back to high plank pose. Squeeze muscle to bone. Hover the right foot above the mat, inhale. Exhale, pull the knee into the chest, and then those little pulses, really feeling the upper abdominals contract as you squeeze the knee in and up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Right foot back, inhale, plank. Exhale to the belly. Arms out in front of you for that Superman pose. And then from here, we pulse up and down. Inhale, legs, arms, and chest lift. Back body engages. Exhale, let it go. Come back down. 9 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. As you lift, see if you can lift the chin a little bit, and that will help engage and strengthen the back of your neck. Keep going. So we're really toning the whole back body, hamstrings, glutes, the muscles that run along the spine, back of the neck. Good. 5 more. 4 more. 3 more. 2, and 1. Nice work. Slide the elbows back underneath the shoulders for Sphinx pose. Let the legs get really heavy for a moment. Stretch the front of your body. Take a big breath into the belly. Feel it press into your mat. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Good. Then you're going to turn onto your right hip. So I'll swivel around so you can see. So lay on your right hip and your right side, bend your right elbow, and rest your head in your hand. Okay, the legs are glued together. Check to make sure your heels are in line with your sitting bones, so the knees aren't super squeezed up to the chest. They're a little bit further away from you. Good. And then pick up your feet so that your knees point down and your heels are lifting toward the sky. Squeeze the inner heels together. Keep that the whole time. Left hand can be on outer left hip, or you can put your hand behind your hips at the back of your pelvis to make sure you don't lean too far back, right? So keep everything stable and steady and just start to lift the left knee above the right and lower it. Left knee lifts as you open into that clamshell and then lower. Lift and lower. Inner heels stay glued together, working outer thigh, outer hip, outer glute muscles. Lift and lower. And you just lift to the amount where you feel something, right? You don't have to like overly force this big opening, especially if the structure of your body doesn't naturally allow that. So for me, I don't have a ton of external rotation. So it's just like a little bit of opening for me, and that does the job. We'll go for 5, 4, 3, try to keep the feet lifted. They want to sag toward the floor. Keep the feet lifted. 2, mine were creeping toward the floor. 1, keep the left knee lifted and open, and then little pulses. And this is where we get the fire. Whoo, my God, right away. For 8, 7, little pulses. 6, 5, 4, keep the feet lifted. 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, close the clamshell. Oh my God. Come onto your belly. That is a type of feeling right there. Come into Sphinx pose. Let the booty relax. Sway the hips from side to side. Let those cheeks soften. Little wiggle of your tail. Soften the belly. Be still for a moment, maybe even close the eyes. Take an inhale here. Exhale, lower the chest. Bring the hands by the ribs. Let's come into child's pose for a sec. Knees wide, big toes touching. Stretch the outer hips and glutes for a moment, since you just worked them pretty hard. Good. And take a big breath down into the bowl of your pelvis. Try and spread the breath across the glute muscles. And exhale, really let it go. Good. And then come back up to our tabletop, downward facing dog. Stretch the hips up and back. Good. Soften up your knees and tilt your sitting bones up toward the sky, and that'll really stretch the glutes out a little bit after that work. Good. And then look up to the hands, step or hop up, come into a seat, and then lie on your back. On your back, make sure that your heels line up underneath your knees for our bridge pose. Arms by your side, palms down. Press the palms and the arms and the shoulders into the mat for stability and support. Good. And then press into the feet, lift the hips up for bridge, and lower the hips down. So bridge pulses here, lifting the hips up, rolling the knees forward, and coming back down. Little tap of the hips before you lift back up. And just keep lowering and lifting to the height that works for you. Try not to let the knees splay wide. Make sure that the kneecaps are lining up with the front of your hips. Thighs are parallel. Drive the heels down as you lift the hips up, just like we did in our squats. Good. And if you want to make this harder, you're going to pull one knee into the chest and lift the hips with just one foot on the ground. Right? So if you're doing that, that knee that is connected to the ground might want to splay out wide, so keep making sure that knee is in line with the hip. And those might be smaller pulses if you're doing a one-footed variation. Good. If you're with the one leg down, switch it out. Pull the other knee into the chest and keep pulsing the hips up and down. Arms press down, shoulders press down, head is steady, gaze is steady. Wherever you are, we go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Land the hips softly on the ground. Pause. Stay here with the feet on the floor, or connect the soles of your feet and let your knees open out wide for Supta Baddha Konasana. Just a few breaths here. That wasn't so bad. That went pretty quickly, I think. There's a little bit more, but we did it. We did it together, building that strength and really that confidence too. Good. Okay, so bring your feet to the floor. Interlace your hands behind your head, and then bring your legs to a 90-degree angle. Knees stack above the hips, heels in line with the knees. Squeeze the inner legs together, and then go ahead and pick up your shoulders off the ground. Let your head rest in your hands as much as possible. So you don't have to lift up super much. Just lift up until you feel the abdominals engage. Good. Keep the right leg as it is and stretch your left leg out long in front of you. Really reach the leg from deep within the belly. And then return the leg back to the right leg. Good. Right leg stretches out in front of you. Stretch the right heel all the way from deep within the right side of your belly. And then come back and keep switching like that. One leg and then the other. Moving with your breath. If you want to make this harder, the knee that stays pulled in, you're going to twist toward it. So left knee in, you're going to twist right elbow toward left knee. When the right knee pulls in, you're going to twist to the right, left elbow toward right knee. So twisting opposite elbow, opposite knee. Getting a little bit more into the obliques, the sides of the body. Keep going. Moving with breath. This is our last move, everyone. And then we get to stretch. Hooray. Good. Stay controlled and intentional. Better to do the move slowly and intentionally than quickly and miss some of that important alignment. Keep the belly hugging down toward the spine. We'll go 2 more each side. 1 more each side. Nice work. Last side. And then release. Bring the knees into the chest. Rest your head on your mat. Take a deep, deep, deep breath into the belly. Let it out the mouth. Hug left knee into chest. Stretch your right leg out long. Now without the core work. So the left knee hugs in, right leg rests long on the mat, stretching the front of the right thigh, the hip, the belly. I love these moments right here because it feels like all of that heat I created and an effort, it's like a weighted blanket now that just gets to drape over me and encourage a sense of release. Good. Switch sides. Right knee pulls in, left leg out long, resting on your mat. Deep breaths down into the belly, into the pelvis. Good, and then bring both feet to the floor, just like we did to prep for bridge. We'll take figure 4, cross left ankle over right knee. Stay right here and just gently nudge the left thigh away from you, or pull the right leg in towards you. Interlace behind the hamstrings, or maybe over the shin if there's space in your body. Let the right shin and the right foot relax as you kick out through your left heel, just a little bit. And breathe down into outer left hip. This is to counter the clamshell. So that burn you felt in that clamshell Pilates move, this is the one to target that area and work that out a little bit. Let the sacrum get heavy toward your mat. Release the weight of the pelvis and let the belly be soft. 2 more breaths. Inhale nice and deep. Complete exhale, empty out. Good, switch it out. Bring the feet to the mat. Right ankle hooks over left knee. You can gently press the right thigh away from you if that's enough stretch, or pull the left thigh into the chest. Interlace the hands. Good, and then soften through the pelvis and the lower back. Soften through the shoulders. Soften through the face. And let your awareness and your breath meet the sensations that you're feeling somewhere around the right hip and right thigh area, most likely, but The muscle that has the most resistance or most tension will feel this. So let your awareness rest there. And take another deep inhale or two. Complete exhale, empty the lungs, soften the belly, and then release your legs. Rock and roll up and down the spine a couple times. And then come all the way up to your seat, ending here with a few open mouth exhales. Let the hands rest wherever you'd like. Spine nice and tall. Inhale up the sides of your body. Open mouth exhale. Inhale to fill up from bottom to top. Let it go, exhale. Feel that cathartic release. Inhale, fill up. Last time together. Release it out, open the mouth. Know that whatever you did here today was enough and is so valuable as you continue to build your strength, your awareness, your alignment. And really, on a deeper level, being able to hold yourself up. Being able to walk through life a little bit more proud, a little bit more confident, a little bit more supported. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. So much fun. Namaste. I'll see you soon. I hope you have a great rest of your day.